Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Molly League Spike Magazine Trophy. We are in the final semifinal, the final semifinal of these finals. And it's a big one tonight. We've got the number 2 seed versus the number 3, doing the math, 6 seed. Up tonight, we've got the BoLieve Broncos versus the PipStars, BB Nut versus Dead Fred. We've got Nurgle versus Lizards. This is going to be a really fun one. Oh boy, I'm very, very excited for this. The BoLieve Broncos defeating Odin and Snuffle in the quarterfinals. That was Clyphus's Norse team. They're here in the semifinals against none other than the PipStars, who defeated Philosopher's Song in a Lizard mirror match. They were the only upset in the quarterfinals. Oh, Moob, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Good to see you here. Army Dave UK says, as someone who's known BB Nut for nearly 25 years, I have only one thing to say. Let's go, PipStars. Welcome to the stream, Army Dave UK. The NC Snakes, the number 1 seed, defeating the number 8 seed, the Gutterballs. They were Elder Marino's Orc team. They advanced to the semifinals to face off against MAML Nightmare, Festoon's Necro team, facing off against the Tizorc Savage Boys, the number 4 and 5 seeds respectively. MAML Nightmare defeating the Orcs of the Tizorc Savage Boys. They lost in a very hard-fought match last night to the NC Snakes, lost in overtime. The Snakes returning to the finals for the second time this season, and they're going to face off against the winner tonight between the BoLieve Broncos and the PipStars. The Broncos, the current Chaos Cup champions. If they win tonight, it's going to be a run back of the Chaos Cup finals, and the BoLieve Broncos are gunning to be the very first team in league history to win 2 competitions back-to-back. The home team will be the Broncos this evening. They have 14 players on the roster. Number 9, Magnificent Catastrophe, out with a serious injury this week. That's going to bring their TV to 1,570,000 gold. They have, it looks like just 3 of their 4 Pestigors. 1, 2, 3, yes indeed. 3 Pestigors, all 4 bloaters. They have the big guy in the rot spawn, and they have a whole bunch of linemen. 1 cheerleader, hooray! BB Nuts cheerleaders, beautiful, as always. All 7 dedicated fans and 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against the Lizards of the PipStars. The PipStars coached by Dead Fred. They're going to have, they have 12 on the roster, but Scoops McAdoo will be out this week due to a serious injury. That is the Chameleon. So they're going to have just the big guy in the Crocs. They're going to have all 4 of their blockers. I'm sorry, all 6 of their blockers, and then a bunch of skink linemen to round out this roster. Their TV comes in at 1,610,000 gold. That's 60,000 gold in petty cash. Going to the PipStars tonight, there's nothing they can really do with that. No star players they can pick up for 60K. That's going to be a keg, I think. If it's not a keg, I guess they could go in some combination of coaches and cheerleaders, but I think they're going to pick up a keg for these skinks that are undoubtedly going to be hunted down by this Nurgle team. They have 1 Oppo on the roster, 5 dedicated fans. They have good genes. BB Nut, welcome to the stream. BB Nut says, after some feedback, I have new cheerleaders. Do you now? 5 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How are these 2 teams gonna play tonight? We'll take a look at the home team first. The BoLieve Broncos, this Nurgle team. You can think of a Nurgle team as a slimier version of a Chaos Chosen team, right? They have a lot of these strength 4 pieces. They have the big guy in the rot spawn as well. They're a very bashy team. Lots of block on this roster. A number of players with Mighty Blow. A number of players with Guard. These are pieces that want to get in your face and punch you into oblivion. The Pestigors, really, those are the stars of the show when it comes to the ball carriers. Bonix, you can see, is an MA8. An MA8 Pestigor. Very, very fast Pestigor. Has sure hands and block as well. Bonix is going to be the ball carrier of choice on the roster. Everybody else is going to be looking to punch these lizards. Really, the goal is to hunt those skinks down and murder the skinks. It's really that simple for this team. If they can do that, they come out on top. The rot spawn and these bloaters are going to be a real nuisance to this lizard team for a number of reasons. The rot spawn with this tentacles here, if this rot spawn is marking a skink, and you can bet that BB Nut is going to try to mark skinks with Mark Cloud as much as possible, it's a 3+ to prevent that skink from going anywhere. You take your strength for this player, so it's a 5 minus the strength of your opponent. For a skink, that would be a 2. You take that number, you add a D6. If you get a 6 or higher, you lock them down with tentacles. That means a 3+ is all he's looking for here. A 2/3 chance of locking down the skink with the rot spawn. These bloaters, of course, with the strength of 4 and block and guard, they're going to be grouped up and they're going to be trying to punch people in the face. Very hard to counter that for some of these teams. Not so much against with the Lizard team. They have their strength 4 pieces as well. We'll talk about them in just a second. But foul appearance is going to be a real nuisance, right? Foul appearance, whenever you want to block down this piece or blitz down this piece, you got to roll a D6 first. And on a 1, you lose your block or a blitz. That's a big deal when you're talking about a strength 4 piece. If you're going in, let's say with a strength 3 piece, it's not going to be the case tonight, but let's say it is. You have a strength 3 piece, 1 assist gives you strength 4, a second assist gives you strength 5. Now you've got your 2-die block. Now you roll a D1 on your foul appearance. You've dedicated 3 people to that block. That is a terrible feeling. Disturbing presence also in play now. It's effectively going to shut down the passing game. This is a -1 to all the passing stuff. Passing, throwing a bomb, interfering, catching the ball. And it stacks whether these players, these bloaters and these rot spawn, are standing, whether they are prone. So a potential of a -5 on a pass doesn't look good for the passing game tonight. Now, the Lizard team, really, we've talked about it a number of times. The only real ball carriers are going to be these 5 skinks. You've got the 4 skinks here, and you've got Pippy, of course, wearing number 1. That means they have a target on their back. The Nurgle team is going to try to hunt down these skinks. They are frail. They are not strong. And if you can remove them from the pitch, a Lizard team has a real hard time scoring. At the end of the day, scoring is what you got to do to win. Now, there are the Saurus blockers with the strength of 4, the Crocs with the strength of 5. They can match point for point this Nurgle team in terms of strength. Dead Fred has done a great job of kitting out the Saurus team as well. Has lots of block across the line here with Saurus. Was able to spread out the SPP. The only Saurus that does not have the block skill is the rookie Donsar Leone, wearing number 3. But everyone else has block. A number of these Sauruses have guard. 1 has Mighty Blow. That's a fantastic roster on this team, because you've got these Saurus blockers. They tend to be grouped up. You get that block. Now you're looking at a 2-die block, maybe even a 3-die block, right? With a guardsman and you're at a strength 5, maybe you get a strength 6. You get a 3-die block out of it with the block skill, no problem. El Bandito with Mighty Blow, that's a great combination as well. These Mighty Blow players are going to be the blitzers on either roster. Both players will be looking to try to get a player advantage. The Nurgle team, maybe more so than this Lizard team. The Lizard team is really trying to keep these skinks alive. And that means if they want to win this, the strategy starts right in the formation, right in the setup. These Sauruses have to be positioned in a way that these skinks can have a little bit of breathing room, where they don't have to worry about a Pestigore coming to gore them right through the eyeball. and that means setting up these Sauruses correctly right from the get-go. Why? Because they are very low agility. These Sauruses and the Crocs, they're edge 5+. That means once they are marked and you are against a team that is happy to take the marks against you, it's really hard to reposition these Sauruses unless you're spending a blitz on one of these Sauruses to get them into position to try to keep a skink safe. That means the Sauruses want to move as a unit. That means they want to be set up in that unit correctly right from the get-go so they can push. Typically, they'll try to push the line to one side. If they can't do that, then they just need to keep the pocket together. It can't collapse, or else these skinks are going to be in real trouble. 2 of the skinks are blodgers with sidestep. Well, that's a great combination that we talked about in last night's semifinal. Block and dodge means that only a pal's going to knock you down unless a tackle player is in play. Sidestep means that if you get knocked down, or if you get pushed, I should say, you get to decide where you're going to go, and that means you can avoid the follow-up blocks. You can get an extra point of movement out of it. It's pretty fantastic combo. 2 of those Sauruses have that combo. There is a 3rd Saurus that is a blodger as well. That means the tackle pieces here, JD Zahn, Coach, Whitey, and Moob, they're going to be key figures for blitzing down the skinks as well. Tackle, negates, dodge in all respects. So this is going to be a game. You've got 2 pretty heavy-hitting teams. You've got what I would call the Nurgle team being a straight bashy team against a Lizard team that's a little bit of a hybrid team. But I think this is really going to be a game about pitch control, a game about positioning, and whichever team can do that the best, I think they come out on top. If the Nurgle team can get around the Sauruses, they're going to murder skinks and they're going to win. If the Lizard team can keep the skinks safe, They can push these Nurgle players to the side. They've got a lane for the very, very fast skinks. They win this ball game. Defense set up with 3 on the line. They're giving up either wide zone to the Lizards. Here's the kick. It's gonna be a blitz. Roll a 1 on the D3. 4 unmarked players get the blitz for the defense. Here they go. JD's on coach. Whitey on the blitz. Got a pow against the rookie Don Sarleone. Looking for a 9+. Doesn't get it. Nurgles Rot, welcome to the stream. Nurgles Rot rooting for the Nurgle defense. Great kick by the defense. It's going to be kicked to the 22-yard line before it bounces. It's going to bounce 1 space to the left, and now turn 1 for the PipStars. SB Beaver says, Ava can analyze us all he wants, but I'm pretty sure it's the team that scores the most points that wins. Truer words have never been spoken. There it is. Welcome to the stream. Demanding death. We got it last night. I hope you get it again tonight. Had a murdered elf last night. Immediately put on a different jersey and played for the opposing team. Push on the right defensive end here by the PipStars. The BoLieve Broncos, the number 2 seed in this competition. They are ranked number 1 in terms of league points this season with a record of 16, 3-1, losing just 1 game all season long. The PipStars are ranked number 8, still pretty high in the rankings here as they reach the semifinals in this second competition of the season. There's 3 open competitions per season and 1 invitational. That, of course, is the Blood Bowl. This is our second open. When this closes, we're going to start our 3rd and final open of the season. That'll be the Dungeon Bowl. And if you'd like to play with us, you can come hang out in our Discord. Although I think our Discord link is expired. I got to fix that. Yeah, there's that foul appearance that we were talking about in the pregame. That's the blitz spent for the PipStars. Failed the foul appearance roll. You have to declare the blitz first, then roll foul appearance. They failed it, and now they do not get the blitz. Final block on the line against the big guy is going to be a knockdown. Looking for a 9+ with Mighty Blow. BB Nut deciding whether to stand firm or not here with Mark Cloud. Decides to stand firm. Won't break armor. All right, so the Saurus is on the line, blocking down players. Failed pickup by Slim Scaly. I think this is just going to be a turnover. Yes, indeed. Slim Scaly's going to fumble the ball down to the 24-yard line. Turn 1 now for the defense. Is there going to be some early pressure applied? BB is going to get his coffee. Really stupid test fails by the big guy. That's a 4+ to succeed unless you have a friendly next to you, then it's 2+. If you fail it, you lose your tackle zones, you lose your action. Blitz on the left side of the line. First armor break of the day will be a stun. And here comes the pressure. JD Zahn, Coach Whitey. Coming to greet Slim Scaly and Pips Pippy. Pips Pippy, the first inductee into the Hall of Maul. Known for his philanthropy, his excellent Blood Bowl play, and his womanizing. "50 seconds to go here for the Broncos. Failed the rush. It's going to spend the reroll to take a mark on Don Sarleone and El Bandito. Two-die block on Don Sarleone is going to be a knockdown. Looking for that 10 plus. Tough to break armor on these Sarses. Tough to break armor on the bloaters as well. Turn 2 for the PipStars. Three opposing players gunning for the would-be ball carrier. And a lot of Sarses marked currently. So remember, Mark Cloud, no tackle zones. Well, Mark Cloud's prone, so no tackle zones. But there's a number of Sarses here. And, of course, the Crocs that can reposition to try to get some protection on the ball. Good pickup by Slim Scaly. Yes, Pip's recent divorce and child support payments are a distraction. Ball picked up and carried all the way to the PipStars 10-yard line. Pips on the back right corner of the would-be cage. Get wrecked on the front left corner. Two of the three Pescagors over on the left wide zone here, on the left side of the cage. We might see one of them retreat back into the secondary. 28 seconds to go now for the PipStars. Let's see. Did BB Nut get new cheer? Oh, he did! I already like these cheerleaders much better. 10 seconds for the PipStars. They have 3 rerolls for the half. Here's the blitz. Two-die blitz against Run Bad. Gets the knockdown, looking for a 9 plus. Run Bad, the rookie lineman, over now in the left wide zone. No armor break. A knockdown on Dieter Eat Dead. Looking for a 9 plus with Mighty Blow. Mighty Blow gives you a +1 to your armor or your injury roll, whichever the 2 rolls you need it for. So if you can naturally break armor, you get the +1 for the injury roll. Otherwise, it's effectively a +1 for the armor roll. So a tight cage setup here at midfield. Will this mean that the pressure remains on the cage by the Broncos? I don't know. Broncos are going to need a couple of players to stay ahead of the ball here. But I think they'll still try to pressure the cage, maybe try to push it to the right side, maybe even try to push it to the left side. But with only Moob in the secondary, I think we may indeed see some pressure this way. But I think the other Pescagor is going to shoot back and keep a couple players in the secondary, because you don't want these skinks to get behind you. They're very, very fast. Could even be both pests returning to the secondary, but we'll see. Could just try to force a score early and try to win this 2-1. Mark taking on Chompy McChompface. Locking down 3 Sarses on the left side here. And now Mark Cloud stands back up and exerts some tackle zones. Strength 5 on the big guy. Here's the blitz, back left corner. It's a both standing result unless a reroll is spent. The reroll is not going to be spent. Bootsy Kazoo stays on his feet. So the pressure remains. Double skulls against El Bandito. Re-rolls into a knockdown. 1 re-roll remaining for the Broncos. Broncos tying up these Sarses. We talked about this in the pregame. It's very, very difficult to reposition them That initial formation, very important for this team in this matchup. Turn 3 now for the PipStars. I think they have no choice at this point but to go forward, but I think they might be okay with that. Skeleton Stevo says Nuffle already testing the waters with dub skulls. Nuffle never tests. We test Nuffle. Wait, no. Nuffle tests us. PipStars considering their options here. First order of business is to stand up El Bandito. Action order, if you're new to the game, very, very important to this game. When you start playing Blood Bowl, you roll a lot of dice. And then inevitably, the dice will bite you, and it's easy to think, oh, this is just a game of luck. It is not. It is a game of strategy and tactics. The dice are there to force you to change up your decisions, force you to consider multiple angles of success. And one of the ways you mitigate the luck factor is by action orders. So if you could do right almost every single die roll in the game, if you fail it, it results in a turnover. Your turn is over. But if you reorder your turn so that you take your least risky actions first and your most risky actions last, you I thought he failed the foul appearance roll again. I got through it this time. You maximize your ability to action all of your players, whereas if you flip that, then you minimize your ability to action all your players. So if you could take all your actions that you want to take that involve no die rolls first, that's good. Then you can take your actions that involve minimal risk and keep going down the line until you take your riskiest actions later. Now, of course, your opponent understands this and wants to put you in a position where you've got to take some risks. But that's the general flow of the game in terms of action order. So you'll see players often standing up their players first, moving their players first so long as they don't have to dodge, then maybe taking their 2-die blocks with the block skill. PipStars on the bonus clock, down to 6 minutes, 15 seconds for the entire game. All in, it's a game of chance. Sloop Scaly crosses the line of scrimmage over in the right wide zone on the opposing 2-yard line. There's a failed 3+ roll. Got through it with a re-roll spent. Marked by the tackle player, J.D. Whitey. Remember, tackle negates dodge. Dodge does a couple of things for you. One, it treats the defender stumbles result as a push for you, so it keeps you on your feet when you're blocked. And two, it allows you a free re-roll when dodging. If you are marked by a tackle player, you get none of that. 2-die against the Crocs. Got the POW. No armor break. No removals yet. Mark Cloud slithers into position to mark Tailgater and get wrecked. And now the blitz on Pips. Pippy gets a both standing result out of this. You can't knock down Pips. The Pipster, the PipStar. Good positioning here by the Broncos. You see, they're trying to pick off Pips Pippy. It's one less player they have to worry about as they keep the pressure on. And now the safety comes into Mark's Drippy Esquire. This is the sneaky get. That means he's a fouler. When he rolls his armor break on a foul, he does not get called off for doubles. Turn 4 now for the PipStars. The winner of tonight's game will face a Dark Elf team in the finals. They will also earn an invitation to the Blood Bowl. The BoLieve Broncos already earning their invitation in the upper bracket as the Chaos Cup champions. Looking to be the first team to win 2 competitions back-to-back. PipStars, of course, trying to stop them right here. No action in about 55 seconds here for the PipStars. Dead Fred trying to decide how this turn's going to play out. A number of coaches play the game. There's so much agency in this game that you can play this game in your own style, in your own way. We see a lot of coaches. Boy, that's another foul appearance block. We see a number of coaches sort of plan their turns out. When their turn starts, they take a minute to plan it all out, and then they take their actions back to back to back to back. You see players like BB Nutt who plan their turn out while their opponent's taking their turn, and then as soon as the clock starts, they're just taking their actions, taking their actions, taking their actions. Lots of different strategies, lots of different tactics, lots of different play styles. There's different factions to choose from. In those factions, different players, different players you can hire, and skills you can take on those players, different ways to actually play them when you take to the field. And we're getting the return of a new team, of an old team, a classic team. I believe, maybe I've made this up in my head, but I believe this November with the new version of Blood Bowl, the tabletop version, Tomb Kings are making their return. Tomb Kings are a team that classically have a lot of strength. They have maybe the best big guy in the game in the Mummies. They get 4 of them, strength of 5, no negatrates. Could not get through the tentacles of Mark Cloud. What a position there by the BoLieve Broncos. Pippy tried to squeak through and surf Moob, but got stuck. Mark Cloud said, not before you hear my pitch. Are you in need of a new vacuum? Hold on. I'll just be a minute. Man, another failed foul appearance roll. Oh! Two-dive block against Ajax the right over the left wide zone. This will be a pal. And now 1-die against Wags will be a skull. Team reroll is spent here into double skulls. That will be a turnover. The PipStars down to 1 reroll for the half. Final turn of the first quarter now. The Broncos have an opportunity to go after the ball. Here it is. 2-die block. That'll work out thanks to tackle. Will Slim Scaly stay on the pitch? 7+ breaks armor. Slim Scaly, no armor break, stays on the pitch. The ball's going to bounce 1 space to the right of where it was. And now the Broncos are going to try to recover. Currently, it looks like it'd be a 50-50 pickup. They might just try to form a scrum around the ball. After a number of die rolls did not go the PipStars' way, the Broncos, with excellent positioning, were able to knock the ball loose. That mark with Mark Cloud, that was marvelous. "50-50 pickup, no problem for Bonix." Is he going to try to dodge away? He is. He says, "Oh, you skinks think you can dodge? Watch me. Watch me go." Bonix, never failing a rush in his life. Third 5 now for the PipStars. Second quarter begins. PipStars in bad shape as they move this ball forward with their team. Their Sarsas are now marked. They can't dodge away. If they try to dodge, it's a 5+ in the best of times. And now the Skinks are on the opposite side of the line. It's going to be all but impossible to get this Pestigore. PipStars need to find a way to shut down this score. Not only that, but look at their skinks. Their skinks are in for a world of hurt if they stay where they are. Good 3+ dodge. Double rush to take a mark against Bonix. That's Slim Scaly, the former ball carrier. Taking a mark behind the Pestigore. Pestigore has a positive dodge away, meaning there's no negative modifiers. It'd be a 3+ to dodge away. Boy, final reroll spent here by Tailgater just to get a both standing result. Two-line block over in the left wide zone. Gets a pal against Ajax the Riot. No armor break here. Ajax doing his job, just tying down Trixie Og O'Reilly. Keeping that Saurus blocker out of the drive. Here's the blitz. One die blitz against Bonix. Got the pal! 9+ breaks armor. No armor break. Bootsy Kazoo trying to show off and catch the ball after the knockdown, but that would have been a pretty significant pickup. Didn't work out. The ball now bounces one space behind the blitzer. Pippy can't get away. Listen. We've got bagless vacuums. Listen. No, they're great. They're great. They're going to make your life a lot easier. Have you tried one of our robot vacuums? Pips is like, you said I only had to be here for 30 minutes. Turn 5 down for the Broncos. 2-9 against Pippy. Oh, that's going to be a pal. 7+ breaks armor. The old Pipster. Oh, no, Pippy! Pippy, no! Pippy KO'd. One-man player advantage for the Broncos. Got the knockdown here on Pippy. We'll see if Pippy comes back onto the pitch for the next drive. Did he pick up a keg? TV must have changed as the game started. 2-die on Drippy. Another armor break here. Just gets a stun out of it. He's got a bench. Will he try to foul the skink? Another pal here against Bootsy Kazoo. Another armor break. That's another stun. 3+ dodge away for the pickup. Just roll 6s. Moves the ball forward over to the right wide zone. Now on the opposing 20-yard line. Rushes in for the assist against El Bandito. Gets a push out of this. Skeleton Steve-O asks, have we asked if given the opportunity would Pips be a coach for a future Blizzard team? I have no idea what's in store for Pippy. The sky's the limit for Pippy. Turn 6 now for the PipStars. PipStars quite literally behind the ball at this point. It's going to be scary to go for a YOLO blitz or even for a mark, because you really don't want to risk these lizards for no reason. But if they don't stop the score, they're going to be in real bad shape. Two-die block coming up to reposition. They get a push here. They won't follow up. Gonna try to reposition Chompy McChompface. So when you blitz, that's a move and a block all in one. The block costs 1 point of MA. So, yep. So if he wants to mark the ball carrier, that's going to be a rush. Failed the rush. Broke armor, got stunned. Turn 6 now for the Broncos. Broncos say, okay, I'll just move to the left wide zone. I didn't know this was your territory. I'm sorry. I will leave. Get some good rest. T9 block against Don Sarleone gets a pal here. Broncos doing a very good job of containing this lizard team. Blitz by JD Whitey to take a mark against Slim Scaly. BoLieve Broncos is going to try to use the rest of these turns this half to remove as many skinks as possible. 1 assist on the foul. No assist on the foul here. Oh, he got 1 assist on the foul. He got nothing on it. He got called off the pitch. The mark here to negate the assist had 1 assist on the foul. Got a stun out of it. But the ref is one of the best refs in the league. Caught the foul. Said, no way. Get out of here. BB Nut tried to argue the call. He said, no way. Get out of here. 10v10 on the pitch. Turn 7 for the PipStars. Is Slim Scaly going to try to dodge away? If so, they're not going to get to use their dodge skill thanks to the tackle Pessigors to the right. What is the plan? What is the plan? The BoLieve Broncos. I mean, just look at this. Just completely cutting off these lizards from the drive. Doing an absolutely fantastic job. Needs no protection on the ball here. Of course, Slim Scaly can get at the ball carrier. It'd be an uphill block if so. Double pals on the 2-die blitz by Trixie O'Reilly. Gets the pal against Ajax. He's gonna try to force this ball in. It's getting late in the half though. I don't know. Oh, he's not. Yeah, he's gonna try to get some more blocks out of this. PipStars back on the bonus clock. They're down to 4 minutes on the bonus clock. There's the good dodge by Slim Scaly to take a mark on Bono. It's going to have to pray to Nuffle here with this mark and hope it's enough to stop the score. Turn 7 for the Broncos. They have 1 re-roll remaining. 3+ dodge, 2-die block. And now 2-die by move against Get Wrecked gets the knockdown. 3-die blitz against Slim Scaly. That is a pal with Mighty Blow. 7+ will break armor here. Tackle, Mighty Blow, and block. That is a kill player. That is a player that is trying to hurt you. And he's done just that there. Well done. I was going to say 2 lizards. 2 skinks removed from the pitch here. Back to a 1-man player advantage for the Broncos. That's just one skink left on the pitch here. And at worst, it's going to be... That's pretty bad. Don Sarleone injured. And if the Oppo is not spent, that'll be the end of his game. The PipStars thinking this over very carefully. They're going to eat it. Two-man player advantage for the Broncos. The PipStars at worst are going to have just two skinks taken to the pitch on the next drive. Blood has been shed. It's getting turned up now. Turn 8 now for the PipStars. Top of turn 8. The PipStars, if they're going to stop the score, they stop it right here. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't even think they want to risk it at this point. Just going to look for some blocks to take, I think, and keep some skinks safe. I hope Dead Fred has been praying to Nuffle if the PipStars don't get back those two skinks. Oh boy. Minute 3 to go here for the PipStars. Just kind of maneuvering some players. I don't know what they want to do here. They're taking a mark. Why? Oh, that's why. Oh, let's go. Oh, come on. You make that dodge and fail the rush? You're in the semifinals. Trixie O'Reilly, you've been training for this for weeks. Bootsy Kazoo is going to stay on his feet. Big 5+ dodge to the rush blitz. Failed the rush. BoLieve Broncos with a reroll remaining. Going to take some blocks before putting this ball in the end zone. Failed a really stupid roll with the big guy. That is perfectly fine. Here's the blitz over in the right wide zone. They get, looks like a push. No, it's going to be a wrestle down. There's the score. 1-0. The Broncos take the lead. And they will be on offense to start the second half of this game as well. We're going to see if these KO'd skinks are going to come back onto the pitch. Hey, look at this. Look at this. The BoLieve Broncos cheerleaders. Let's go. 1-0. The Broncos in the lead as they're going to have a full 11 on the pitch. Oh, no. Nuffle, why? Neither skate came back. Oh, boy. 9v11 on the pitch. SB Beaver says their last year squad was better. 9v11. They've got three. Oh, they've got 3 skinks. I thought they only had 2. 5 on the roster. That's a lot better. They're going to be down 2 players, however, and those everybody but those skinks very easy to mark. So with this formation, they've got to be real careful because I think with this tight formation, I think the Broncos are just going to mark these Sauruses out of the drive, right? They're just going to mark them all down, go after those skinks. Here's the kick. No kicker on the roster for the PipStars. It's going to be a... no, it's not. It's going to be a prayer to Nuffle, but it was a draw on the Cheerians fan event. So no prayer to Nuffle. As we start the second half of this game, the Broncos in the lead. Ball kicked to the Broncos' 12-yard line. Two-die block by the left guard. Gets a pow. And now a two-die by the right guard. This will be a both standing result. Will be another two-die block coming up shortly. Tailgater's going to get knocked down by Dieter Eat Dead. And a both standing result against Trixie Ogle Riley again. War Master demanding death. Mr. Rocker Crocker praying to Nuffle. You know, can I just say, just from a groundskeeping perspective, JD Whitey with the pow on the blitz. Just from a groundkeeping perspective, you've got this sharp point here, but you let this get overgrown? Are you kidding me? Turn 9 now for the PipStars. Bonex in possession of the ball. Pips Pippy knocked out on the sideline. The morale of the PipStars clearly low. They've got to pull it together if they want to make the finals. Pips Pippy is using telepathy to keep the team morale high. OSHA and Blood Bowl don't mix. PipStars with a minute 7 on the clock and 3 minutes 48 seconds on the bonus clock. They're in a tough position here. They're down a number of players. They're at a 2-man disadvantage. They've got just just 3 skinks on the pitch as well. And they're down a touchdown while on defense. It's going to be real tough with just the 3 skinks. Those are the only real mobile players. And having just the 3 skinks means it's going to be real tough to get at this ball and recover it to try to score. 2-die blitz against Cauliflower is going to be a push. Zia's fucking with the stream. $15 seconds to go, and that will be it for the PipStars. Broncos to get started with their blocks. A 2-die against Trixie Ogle Riley will be a knockdown. They have a 2-die eventually coming up on the big guy. 2-die over on the right side here will be a push against Chompy McChompface. Setting up a pocket over on the right side of the pitch. Going to park the ball on their own 2-yard line. No, they're going to keep the ball on their own 6. Here's that 2-die against Gatorade. Gets push here. Boy. That'll be a turnover, rolling double skulls against the big guy. Mark Cloud stunned. Remember, the ball carrier Bonex is just as fast as these skinks. Pessigors start with an MA of 6. Bonex has picked up 2 extra points of movement. Is now MA 8. Bonex has been training with war dancers to get his speed up, to get his 100-meter up. Army Dave UK rooting for the Lizard defense. I'm not even sure what Dead Fred has in store. So far, just keeping the Skinks safe, looking for an opportunity, maybe just rolling some dice, seeing how the drive develops. Take a mark over on the right side to negate the assist. And now a 2-die against Cauliflower is going to be a push. I'm sorry, going to be a pal. No armor break, though. 2-die against Fastaman gets a pal as well. Remember, all these blocked against these bloaters have to get through that foul appearance roll. PipStars with 20 seconds left on the clock. The PipStars, the final hope of Division B in this competition. 3 teams left. 2 are from Division A. Wait, were the NC Snakes Division C? They might have been Division C. Nope, they were Division A. And BoLieve Broncos were Division B. That's what it was, yeah. So not the final hope for Division B. A guaranteed Division B in the playoffs, or in the finals, I should say. Got nothing out of the foul here, trying to foul out Cauliflower. Turn 11 now for the Broncos. There's a Japanese RPG series called Trails. It's like Trails. The games all have different names. Trails in something, Trails of something, but they are an offshoot of a series called The Legend of Heroes. The first Trails game was Legend of Heroes 6, and Legend of Heroes itself was an offshoot of an old RPG series called Dragon Slayer. So with all that in mind, the Trails series itself has had, I don't know, a dozen games, and it's all one big story. Well, they just remade the very first game. And so, to make a long story a little less long, I've really been enjoying the remake of the first game. I love the Trails series. It's made by Falcon, one of my favorite developers. They also make the East series, YS East. First time I saw the East series was on a TurboGrafx at a friend of a friend's house, and I was blown away. I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And the combat was like just really interesting. It was goofy. So in the original East, it's not like that anymore. In the original East, you just run into the enemies, but you had to hit them on an angle. If you hit them head on, they'd kill you. But if you just like nick the corner of them, you'd do damage to them and they wouldn't hit you back. So the BoLieve Broncos, I don't think they want to, but they could try to push out the Lizards to the left side and just go it alone with Bonix. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think there's a need to do that. I think instead they're just going to keep this scrum going and just keep punching these Lizards as they move the ball forward. I think it's going to be up to the PipStars. The PipStars need something to happen, and I think they're going to have to make it happen. I don't think the Broncos are going to end up making the mistake here. They are a bashy team with the skills, right? They have the kit they need to bash. They've got the block skill. They've got wrestle on players that don't have block. They've got their guard to make sure they're getting their 2 dice. And they've got 3 rerolls. I don't think they're going to make a mistake. Smasher, welcome to the stream. Yeah, you missed the first half. It's 1-0 in favor of the Broncos right now. They have the ball on their own 4-yard line. Another foul appearance failure on the blitz. Unfortunate for the PipStars, especially when you have to rely on that blitz for the repositioning. That's what we talked about in the pregame. That's why the formations were so critical for this Lizard team. Because once they get locked up, it's real hard to reposition them. PipStars down to 3 minutes, 2 seconds on the bonus clock. Turn 12 back to the Broncos. So far looking pretty good here with the two-man player advantage. They don't have to score. They just need to prevent a score from the opposing team, which gives them a very big advantage controlling the ball. One thing to consider when you're on offense, obviously you have the ball, obviously you're looking to score, but the pressure is really more on your opponent, right? Like you have the ball, which means you control the momentum. You're deciding how this play develops. You're deciding where it goes. You're deciding what opportunities you're giving up to your opponent. That's right from the get-go, right? When you are on offense, you punch first. You take your turn first. You decide how the drive develops from turn one. That is a huge advantage. There are certain teams that would, I think, say in the first half of a game would favor being on defense, but that is simply because they're very, very weak, right? So imagine a Wood Elf team. I think as a Wood Elf, if I were a Wood Elf coach and I win the coin toss in the first half of a game, maybe I go on defense first because I expect to lose players, right? 88 across the board. I expect to be down a number of players going into the second half, but I'm an Elven team, right? I have lots of speed. I have lots of agility. If I'm a Wood Elf team, I have a great passing game as well. So I don't need a whole lot of players to score, but I do need a lot of players to defend with. So, you know, in rare, or I shouldn't say rare, but in certain situations, I think giving up the ability to have the momentum is favorable so that you can be most effective, say, in this case, on defense. Final turn of the third quarter. This Lizard team is off to the side right now. Take a look at the tackle zones. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I thought the game locked up. Oh. Looks like the game is locking up. Oh no. Oh no. Come on, Blood Bowl 3. All right. We're gonna kill the game and we're gonna relaunch it here. Yeah, I don't know why that started to happen with the latest patch. I don't know what's going on, but it pegs the GPU and then it just dies. Yeah, I'm certain you guys are still going. I didn't mean to say yeah. I meant yes, thank you. All right. Still in the final turn of the third quarter for the PipStars. They've spent their blitz. Good dodge here by Slip Skit, the rookie skink. Oh, that's the difference. He picked up another skink. So the PipStars picked up another skink. That gave the petty cash to the Broncos. Turn 13 now for the Broncos. It is the fourth and final quarter. They've got the ball on the opposing 8-yard line. They are in the lead. 4 turns remaining for the PipStars to get on the board. If they can't, this will be the end of their competition. They set up some columns to defend against the offense. The offense says, that's fine. We'll just shift to the left. Bonix now shifting a couple of spaces out of the left wide zone. And now the defenders are going to be marked in place. Hunting that rookie skink, got a push out of it. Stays in place to try to protect the ball carrier. Now Tudai back at the line of scrimmage is going to be a knockdown. Takes a 1-die against the big guy. Gets a push out of it. That'll be a stand firm. Gatorade has the stand firm. Skill turn 13 now for the PipStars. Bonix already in scoring position. If the PipStars don't go after the ball carrier right now, this might be the ball game. Boy, the ball carrier is in a great spot right now. 2-die block against Ajax to the right. Gets a pal. And now 2-die against Cauliflower. Gets a push out of this. Taking the blocks over on the right side of the ball carrier right now. 3 skinks are free to reposition. Dare to dream, PipStars. Dare to believe. But don't touch the disgusting Nurgle players. 37 seconds ago for the PipStars. 3 skinks. 3 skinks to do something with. Oh, they're taking marks. I don't think... Oh, man. They're not going after the ball carrier. 2-die blitz against JD's on Coach Whitey. They get a push out of this. Plenty of movement left with Bootsy Kazoo. Bootsy, the sole defender. Staring down 3 Pestigores and a Rotter. Two minutes, 35 seconds left on the bonus clock for the PipStars. They take a 1-die against Mark Cloud, gets the POW out of this. 9+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow, but can't get it. Turn 14 for the Broncos. 3 turns left. If they score, I think the game is in the bag. They might try to stall this out. They might not feel any pressure to score. Boo. Taking blocks as a Bash team does. Here's the 3-die blitz against Bootsy Kazoo. Got the POW. 7+ breaks armor. There's the armor break. Very well done. Very well done. That is a removed skink. Great blitz here. Sets up for the 3-die. Got the POW with Mighty Blow. And removed a skink from the pitch. There's the score. Very well done by the Broncos. They increase their lead 2-0. And with just a handful of turns remaining in the game, I don't think the PipStars are going to be able to come back from this. Hey! The bells! The bell on the antlers. That's the best. Come on, Pips. Pips! Pips! I think this is Pips' second postseason game. Staying out for the majority of the game. Pips, come on. I told you the divorce. Festoon asks if Move and BB Nut qualify again for the Blood Bowl, would anyone else get the invite from Spike? So there's a requirement in the Blood Bowl of at least 4 teams. If all different players make it to the finals of each of the 3 opens, then the way that would look like is there's 3 in the upper bracket, 3 in the lower bracket, and then 1 more would be filled in. So the 4th place slot in the upper bracket would be filled by the winner of the lower bracket. The 4th spot from the lower bracket would be filled in by the 3rd place teams. Now, there's no requirement for 4 teams beyond that upper bracket, right? So if let's say BB Nut or Moob wins the Spike Magazine trophies, there'd be 2 in the upper bracket, 2 in the lower bracket. The lower bracket's fine, right? 2, so long as it's a power of 2, the lower bracket is set to go. 2 in the upper bracket means 1 more would have to fill that in. So, I'm sorry, would mean 2 more would have to fill that in, right? So 2 in the upper bracket, you've got 2 in the lower bracket. The 2 from the lower bracket would advance to the upper bracket, and you'd have your upper bracket set. Now, of course, we have 1 more competition to play after this. So anything can happen. So to answer your question is it depends, right? So if it has to fall down to a 3rd place bracket, then yes, people from the Spike Magazine trophy would get invited, right? The 3rd place teams would get invited. BB Nut says Moob isn't playing Dark Elves next season. You mean for the Dungeon Bowl? Well, that'd be fun. Pips' ex is demanding half his earnings. Pips is so depressed. She wants my collection of vintage cars. She doesn't even like cars. Oh, he's going to play Vamps? That's cool. I'm very excited to see the new Vamps in action. Festoon says, so for someone like me, I'll have to try to qualify through the next competition because I'm low in season points. Yeah, I mean, you've really got a shot every competition, right? Like, if you don't make one competition, you don't really fall behind, per se. You just, each competition gives you a shot, right? So you've made 3rd place in this competition. So if it goes to a third place bracket, you will have qualified. Turn 15 for the Broncos. But if it's Moob and Moob, yeah, Moob. I was gonna say Moob and Noob. If it's Moob and BB Nut in the Spike Magazine Trophy Finals, then we'd have 1 and 1. And then if it's 2 different coaches in the Dungeon Bowl, then that would be set. Right? Because then it would be 2 and 2. Or actually, it might not even be 1 and 1. If Moob wins it, it would be 2 and 0. So if Moob wins, it'll be 2 and 0, and then if somebody else wins the Dungeon Bowl, then it would be 3 and 1. So that would still be set. You don't have to. If you want to, you would. So the reasons you would play with the same team for the Dungeon Bowl is maybe you just want to get more SPP on them. Maybe you just like playing them, but you don't have to. No, yeah. And if you don't, you've placed third in the Spike Magazine Trophy. So if it goes to a third place bracket, you will be in that bracket. No matter what. Regardless of whether you play with that team again in the Dungeon Bowl or you play a different team, if it goes to a third place bracket, you're in. 48 seconds left for the PipStars. They've got the ball on their own 4-yard line. Some dodges, some rushes, slip, skit, gets over in the left wide zone on the opposing 8-yard line. On the what? On the sideline, Drips Drippy Esquire hanging out on that sideline. So a half cage, a pretty wide half cage set up on the opposing 12-yard line as the PipStars desperately trying to get on the board on turn 15. Two rushes after the blitz to mark J.D. Whitey by Tailgater. And now a 2-dive block against Mark Cloud gets the knockdown here. El Bandito on the block. Hasn't been effective with that mighty blow all game long. Turn 16 for the Broncos. Their final turn of this semifinal. They are all but guaranteed to win this game. Warmaster says Drips may be replacing the divorce in battle. Pips maybe. he loved her so much. He can't believe this is how his life turned out. They were high school sweethearts. Where did it go wrong? He was so dedicated to his job, his craft. He never had any time for her. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you show off with the 5+ dodge, but you can't rush. Hey, 5+ no problem, but the 2+ with a reroll, come on. Mr. Rocker Crocker lowered the rush failure rate from the Games Workshop mandated 900% to a paltry 99%. Still wasn't enough. The BoLieve Broncos are going to win this 2-0. Oh, I'm sorry. They're going to win this 2-1. Excuse me. Two SPP on the Crocs. This is good if we're going to see the PipStars in the Dungeon Bowl. That's 2 SPP for Gatorade. Still have their blitz, trying to figure out where they want to take this blitz before they score. Blitz is going to be against McLeod. Got the pal, looking for a big 10+ here. Rolled snake eyes on the armor break. And there's the score. This game ends 2-1. Good score here at the end of the game to pick up 3 SPP. But the PipStars will be eliminated from the Spike Magazine Trophy. Well played. And congratulations to BB Nut for advancing yet again to the finals. Drips MVP, that's right. Pips, you better watch out. Drips is coming for you. And we, in fact, have a run back of the Chaos Cup. Once again, it will be the BoLieve Broncos versus the NC Snakes. The #1 and #2 seed teams have made it to the finals. Both teams have already qualified for the Blood Bowl. The BoLieve Broncos looking to be the first team in league history to win 2 competitions back to back. It'll be a very exciting finals. I'm looking forward to it. It's Dark Elves versus Nurgle, Moob versus BB Nut. And that will do it for the semifinals. And so starting tomorrow, the coaches will begin scheduling their game for the Spike Magazine Trophy Finals. And when that game gets scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB. Here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. I would put a link to the Discord, but apparently the link has expired. I will fix that. It'll be up on the website. There's links at the bottom of the page. I will fix that shortly after the stream ends. But if you want to play with us, come hang out in our Discord channel. Hit me up in the Blood Bowl channel, and maybe you do too. Say you want to sign up for our next competition. I'll get you on the list. It's very easy to sign up and play. I love this game. I'm glad you guys hung out with us here this evening to watch this rad semifinal. You gotta play Blood Bowl. It is fantastic. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store until the Spike Magazine Trophy Finals. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.